Hey, welcome back to Observe and Muse with me, Edgy. So today's episode is yet again another poem by me that's going to be featured in my book, which is out on the 1st of January 2021, so just a couple of weeks away now, yay. The aim of this is hopefully that you'll hear my poems and think, yes, I need to get that. I need to order it. I need to type in Hannah Edge, those days, these days, and order a copy. That's the hope anyway. One of the themes in my book, which is really, really close to my heart, and I believe will be close to a lot of people's hearts, is the fact that I came out at 13, and at that time you're looking at 1996. So we were mid-flow with Section 28, and it made it hard. Now, a lot of people don't know what Section 28 is, so I'm going to give you a bit of a background on what it is, really simplified. Now, my memory is horrendous, so we're going from the actual book here that I've written, and hopefully that will help enlighten you if you don't already know. So basically, in 1988, under the leadership of Margaret Thatcher, the government updated the Local Government Act to include Section 28. Section 28 stated that local authorities, and I quote here, shall not intentionally promote homosexuality or publish material with the intention of promoting homosexuality, nor shall they, quote, promote the teaching in any maintained school of the acceptability of homosexuality as a pretended family relationship. So as somebody that came out at 13 during the midst of this, what this actually meant was that when I turned around in my classroom and somebody said, is it true, Hannah, you're gay, you're a dyke, you're a leser? And I turned around and went, autistic me doesn't know how to lie. Yeah, mate, yeah, I am. And what? Because I didn't see an issue. I was raised by parents that didn't give a toss. They had gay friends, lesbian friends, straight friends. They did not care. Black, white, green, pink, straight, gay, trans, did not matter. My parents loved me, and I am very, very blessed for that. Unfortunately, the school and the government and the parents of other children at my school didn't have those same liberal views. So whilst at home, I was able to be out and tomboy and androgynous and date women. I was allowed girlfriends home. My mum would meet them. She didn't care. She was happy. She was happy that I was happy and that I wasn't hurting people, because that was more important to her than what my sexuality was and who was going to be in my bedroom when I was old enough to have somebody in my bedroom. But it was really hard. And coming out during Section 28 meant that when I was at school, a lot of kids would turn around and be really surprised and not nice. I don't want to go elaborating, because I think we've all been there, those that are in my shoes, and we don't need to rehash those words. It is what it is. The point is that Section 28 was basically the government condoning that behaviour, and that's how children saw it, because their parents told them that it was okay. I can give one example, which doesn't include swearing or insults, but standing there talking to another student who didn't mean it in an offensive way, just for once, but actually turned around and asked me, do your parents know you're gay? And I said, yes. And they said, but you still live and get home and that's okay? And I said, yeah, why wouldn't it be? I asked my mum last night, and she said if I came home and told her I was a lesbian, I'd be out on the streets quicker than I could blink. So that's, what a lot of straight kids and gay kids as well that hadn't yet come out had to deal with. If that girl had been gay and was hiding it from herself, I don't know what she's doing now. Perhaps that was why she was asking me, because she maybe wanted to know why I was able to come out and not be on the streets. Right? That's because I had amazing parents that were liberal and raised me to be liberal and raised me to be equalist and love my fellow human beings, fellow folks. I want to say fellow man, but no, we're not doing misogyny. Fellow people. Everybody is important, as long as you don't hurt them. So I know I've said that a couple of times, but it was difficult growing up during those times and sitting there in a classroom and having children throw things at me, spit at me, call me all the names under the sun because I was gay, and have the teachers stand there and do nothing. So I'll tell you now, not all of them wanted to do nothing. Some of them did want to stand up and go, oi, get off Hannah. There's nothing wrong with her. She's just trying to study. But then other teachers, and I can name and shame, but I'm not going to, because they're the names that really stick in my head. There were a few teachers that would stand there and watch it happen with a smirk on their face. And if I went to them, they would say it was my own fault. And I do have quotations for that. And there's actually a poem in the book that touches on that, on one specific teacher that did that to me, that told me that it was my fault for being gay, and that if I hadn't been gay, I wouldn't get bullied, and that I deserved it. And those words came out of her mouth. Don't worry, I didn't hit her, as tempting as that would have been. She was a little bit bigger than me. I took my bag and I left that building, and it took a good week before they could get me to come back into the school. But it was illegal for them as well. So even those teachers that did want to help me out, and I can name a couple, I'd love to name them, because they are wonderful, and they stopped me from swinging from the rafters. They helped me, they listened, they broke the law, they risked their own jobs just to make sure that I was okay. They weren't being inappropriate, they just wanted to make sure that I had a safe place to be. I remember one specific teacher asking me, "Do your parents know?" And I said, "Yes, they do." "And are your parents okay? Is everything okay with you being, gay, or do they have an issue with it?" And I said, "No, they're absolutely fine with it. It's the school that's got the problem." And she said, "Thank God for that. At least you've got somebody. I'm sorry that you can't come to us." That means everything. She didn't break the law by talking to me about it so much as, she didn't go into details about homosexuality. Don't know what her sexuality was. That wasn't the point. The point was to make sure that I was okay, even though it was a subject matter that she could see made me want to kill myself because of other people and because of the government. So this book does touch, in the those days section, on a few of those experiences. And I don't want sympathy, because there's a lot of people out there that have had a lot harder time than me. And I especially think of my trans friends when I say things like that, because I can think of people that came out, so they had to deal with all of the coming out side of it, and the bullying and the beating ups and just the attacks. And then on top of that, they had to come out again as trans. And I just think, I am bowing down to you, you wonderful person, for having the strength to do that. And I am here for you people, just so you know. Every one of us has some kind of fight. I am pansexual. That means that I don't give a flying pig's whistle what your gender is. If me and you are going to be in a relationship, I don't care. It's about what's in here and what's in here. And I do get asked a lot, what does pansexual mean? And that's okay to ask, because it's not a rude question. If you don't know, how are you supposed to know without asking? It's about asking correctly. So, and not judging. It doesn't need a response afterwards. Just, oh, okay, that's cool, I understand now. So it's really simple. Bisexual, bi means two, yeah? Pansexual means multiple. Pan means multiple in Latin. So bisexual means you like two genders. Usually man and woman, cis man and woman, should I say. Pansexual means that on top of those two genders, there are other genders that I would consider having a relationship with. So for me, basically, I don't care what your gender is. I don't care if you're cis, if you're trans, if you're male, if you're female, if you're non-binary. You're beautiful. And if this is nice and this is nice, what's down there? Couldn't give a hoot, mate. We'll deal with that later. That's between me and you on our own. Pansexual, so basically pansexual means don't care what your gender is. I just want to love you for you. And I think it's the most beautiful sexuality to be, because it's the most inclusive, and it makes me happy. So yeah, anyway, I digress. So today we're going to do a poem about being gay. And it actually predates my section 28 section of my book. So going right back to when I was 8. And especially being pansexual and not gay or straight, it was really confusing, because I would have crushes on boys and I would have crushes on girls. I had crushes on people. So it was really confusing to understand what my sexuality was. And it took until I was in my mid-20s to actually realise that the word I'm looking for is pan. I love that word. I love it because it means everybody is included, and many. And I love many. I love many sweets. I love many people. So today I'm actually going to show you my soft side as well. And Don't know if you caught it. It was Dickens and Quips, which is an amazing podcast. I was on that last week and I did read this poem on that. So if you've heard it on there, apologies, you're going to get it again. Or maybe not apologies, because I quite like this one, so maybe it's worth listening to twice. Okay, so let me find it again because I'm on the wrong page. It's about that first crush, shall we say, when we're sweet and innocent and puberty hasn't kicked in yet, and it's not about sex, it's about being around that person and just wanting to be near them because you're really attracted to their personality. Whether that's then in 10 years time going to mean something more, it's kind of not the point. The point is that I was attracted to people and people were beautiful. And this is about one of my favourite people ever. I'm not saying her name because hopefully she's still around. I don't know. I lost touch, unfortunately. But I'd like to think that she is out there, living her best life. Yeah. So it's called Daisy Chain. We met at the after-school book club, two geeks in a pod. When she spoke, I was rapt, watching her talk with her hands, gesturing enthusiasm for Mallory Towers, seeing her talk with her eyes, how they sparkled for Anastasia Krupnik. Too young to understand why I needed to be near her. I wanted so badly to invite her for tea, share my toys, show her the books I slept with, my paper-scented teddy bears. Primal instinct prodded me, discouraged me, as though it knew this wasn't normal. A sandpit of confusion, a tummy of worms and butterflies, ladybirds and dragonflies. My throat, a gobstopper lump as we sit at the back of the school field, shaded by evergreen pines. The screeching of happy football playing kids floating by on the wind. She talked about why George was better than Dick or Julian. I plucked daisies and pierced holes in their stems with nimble 8-year-old fingers, threaded daisy into daisy, and quietly wrapped the chain around her wrist. So yeah, that's Daisy Chain. There's a soft side to me. So yeah. So the book is out 1st of January 2021. Really hope that you get on board and support little poetic me, Hannah. It should be available on Amazon. It is available to order the ebook right now. So if I can get a link, I will add that in the comment section of my my YouTube channel. Yeah, so I'm going to show you another little peek because you saw a little bit of cleavage last week, or the week before, I should say, because I've been enjoying my birthday week, if anybody wonders why. So I'm going to show you a little bit of bottom this time. Oh, bum, bum, bum. I like bum. Bum's my favourite bit. Oh, there we go. That's enough bum for now. So, yeah, can't wait for it to come out and hopefully you'll like it. It's one wild journey. A lot of gay, a lot of football. So I think I might do football next time because we've done a bit of the old gay stuff going on and it's very serious, and I want to show you that not all life is serious. So I do write a lot of sport poetry, which makes me happy, makes me bouncy. So I'm going to share a bit of that with you next time. Don't forget you can follow me. I will include the links in the credits now that I know how to do that, which is quite snazzy. I would say click like, please. Click subscribe, please. Maybe add some comments. Your comments are always welcome because that's how I grow as a writer. Even criticism. Criticism's good because it helps me grow as a writer. It really, really does. Any writer that says that it doesn't help isn't worth their salt. Yeah, that's all I can say on that matter. So yeah, for now, over and out. 15 minutes, that's a long video for me. So yeah, you enjoy. Take care. Bye-bye for now.